Coach, what was it like to watch the film back with a healthy defense? It's been a while.
Yeah, it has been, Chris. It was good. You really feel good for those guys that have been out. I mean, as a coach, like that's, guys like Bake and, that whole crew, linebackers. I mean, Carson and Will and, Kale Prezina, just the fact that those guys were back on the field, playing a game, being themselves, having fun. That means everything really to a coach. And then you watch them play really well, and then you really feel better. So, it was very rewarding to see that. I thought they did a great job in leading at times in some critical situations. I thought, Jeremiah and Tez and Dom Orange and Bake and that older group, when things got a little bit going sideways, they did a great job of recentering us and doing a great job. So it was fun.
What was the preseason decision like with moving Cooper to corner? And I don't think a lot of people saw it maybe because you lost Bo and Malik at safety, and he was your only veteran. So, I mean, what went into that?
I just think depth and where we had some guys. He's a veteran guy. He can communicate, out there. We need him to. He gave us another communicative voice on the field. We've got great competition at the other three spots. There's 6 guys in there fighting every day to play, so that kind of juices that level up. And then we always have the ability to move Coop back if necessary in games and situational football as we get going here. And we even talked about it a little bit the other night. I mean, there's some young guys floating around out there, so we're just trying to find ways to make their life a little more comfortable, even though it isn't. It's uncomfortable when you're a young guy out there playing. But it's given us some flexibility to do some different stuff for sure.
And then with the safeties, what was your read on how those guys played?
Yeah, I thought they, I've coached the secondary all my life, and 6 inches is, could be a touchdown, and that's what a couple of them were. We were hair off, and they're young guys. They'll learn. It's going to happen. But I was really proud of them. I think they've got great resolve. Those guys are the first guys in here studying, and they're tough. They're mentally tough, and they'll continue to get better and better.
Orange kind of plays a spot where maybe the casual fan doesn't always understand how good he actually is. But was that a level up from him? He was great last year, but
I thought he played very dominant in the game. There's a couple times he's got 6 hands on him, which allows guys to run free. I mean, on the one short yardage, there's 6 hands on him, and that means that somebody's running through there free. Carson came free on one side, and it really helps us in there. You have to pay attention to him. You have to block him, and he played well for us.
What about Ezeagu? Because he's the guy who's been kind of feels like ascending, and then he had all those bat downs. Was that his best game, maybe?
I think he's just gotten better and better. I don't know if it's his best game, but he played really well. Physical and learning. He's still learning the game a little bit, learning what needs to be done in there at that spot. That's a high traffic area over there into the boundary. So you got to be chin straps buckled and kind of throw yourself up in there at times.
So a little bit of familiarity with South Dakota's quarterback as he came from here, but I believe they have a new offensive coordinator. They have a ton of transfers.
Yeah.
How do you get ready for this team?
It's the same as last week, to be honest, and really there's first handful of games. I mean, we spent all summer, to be honest. We put game plans in, all summer long for all these first 4 games, not necessarily knowing what you're going to get. This team hasn't played a game yet. Last week we didn't know. They had a new offensive coordinator, new coaches. You're watching every game where the place they used to come from. We did that all summer. We've put a different game plan in for every game, and we've got that. We've prepared that, and we did that in June actually. So we're repping the things that we've kind of worked through, and again trying to make them all a little bit unique. Because the teams that we play are unique. So it's a challenge for sure. You don't really have any idea what you're getting. The other night we saw some stuff we hadn't gotten, and we saw some stuff that we practiced. So, and that's just part of it. But we spent a lot of time on this team, really on all these first 4 games. We spent a lot of time game planning in prep. ahead of time.
Coach, is the preparation any different when the quarterback was here, even though it was a long time ago?
No, it's not really. Again, you're defending the team. You know, he's a main cog of the team. He's really sharp. He's a really gets him in the right place. You see it a year ago. Really sharp football player. Great human being, and can really throw the ball. He can spin it. So it presents a different challenge probably than maybe a week ago, but really the same challenge. So you still have to prepare. The formations, the personnel groupings, it's still as a whole, and he just is a little bit different, more of a pocket, big-bodied guy back there throwing the football. And I've seen him do it here, and you certainly see him do it on film.
What skills and traits made Jeremiah a good candidate for a position switch and just kind of keep him there at corner?
He's really savvy. He's got savviness. He could play probably most all 5 of those spots in the back end. Really sharp. Great. You saw him sneak in there and get some tackles. You teach that stuff as a corners coach, but being able to just go in and fit in the right gap and do it as natural as he did the other night is a credit to him. But that's why we kind of did it. He gives you great savviness. Can go play all those spots, and he gives you some versatility. So yeah, he's just a sharp guy. Loves football, loves the game, and wants to help the team win. And it was kind of a no-brainer. Once we did it the first day, I was like, man, this is the right thing, and it has been so far, for sure.
You talked a little bit earlier about the young DBs who may have led to some of those explosive touchdowns for K-State. Are those errors physical, mental, just a missed assignment?
Eyes. Those are, what we would call dirty eyes, just looking in the wrong place. And, that comes from playing and awareness of down and distance and situations. And they'll just get better and better. They've already gotten a ton better from where they started. And so it's stuff that's correctable for sure.
How inspiring is it for you to know that those are correctable mistakes and not just an instance of a player not knowing what his assignment is on a play?
Yeah, no, they were all in the right spot, doing the right things. Just again, took some peeks at the quarterback. And if you look at we have a saying in our room: if you see the ball being thrown, you'll see the ball being caught. And that really is what happened. We're too long on the quarterback and not long enough into where we got to get to. So they'll get better at that for sure.
Jamison Patton's been contributing since he got here. Can you just talk about what you've seen in terms of his growth, that you have the confidence to put him out there in a more significant role?
Yeah, I think since January he's been a new guy, to be honest with you. He's one of the guys that chose to change himself and changed his habits, changed his work ethic, his, worked on trying to do something rather than be somebody, and he's done it since January. I've seen a completely new guy, focused in this building all the time, and it's really fun to watch him have some success. Got a lot of room to grow. He's still, again, just, hadn't played a ton of football. That whole group, Marcus, all those safeties haven't played a lot, but I was really proud of the way they played, and they were playing really fast.
Coach, last year there was a lot of guys in the linebacker group that you expected to be able to contribute.
Yeah.
Injuries kind of changed that. How do you think that's helped your depth this year, with those guys being back and plus the younger guys?
Well, it certainly has helped because we rolled six, maybe 7 guys in there the other night in a physical football game against a really good football team and real well coached. And the blessing is you're not, man, a guy needs a blow. You're sending another guy in. It's been a starter, has played. And there's great competition still at those spots. Like, they all want to be the guy on the field the most. And as long as you have that, you got a chance of having good success with that group. And they all handle themselves well. Like, they all get it. Like, long football season. And, I think they realize now they don't have to play every single snap. And that's a physical position. And we ask a lot of our linebackers. We ask them to run sideline to sideline and cover people down the field and blitz and do all those things. And that game was violent the other day, and this will be the same. So we'll need all those guys.